Good evening, everybody. It is 3:30 in the afternoon here. It is I believe it's the 17th of February, a couple of days after Valentine's Day. Me and my wife had a wonderful day together. She's very beautiful. We just found out today or actually last night, she lost a very good friend of hers, and we'd known her for probably about 10 years, so uh, we'd helped this woman out. She was homeless, and we helped her out, and then she helped us out a little bit, and we kind of swap off there. But anyway, we found out she passed away this morning. Found out she had COVID, and the hospital had released her into a kind of a shelter for battered women is what they did, and I'm still trying to figure out why. If she had COVID, that when the releasers said she was negative for COVID, that why they would send her back to a house for battered children when there's so many people that are there. And it didn't make any sense to me because a day after she did that, she wound up getting sepsis. I'm not going to say who her name is, just out of respect for my friend and my wife. But anyhow, died of sepsis, and I'm just trying to figure out why the hospital would do that. Release her one day and it turned out she'd be in the hospital the next day for a sepsis, which people have to Google that up. It's like not a good thing to happen, I guess, when it comes to the immune system, but type thing. But anyway, that was not good. She just talked to her 2 days ago on the phone, and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden it was no texting at all, just flat. She tried for hours, and come to find out her sister did call up and say, "Hey, man, she'd passed away," and which is kind of. So she must have passed away on the phone talking to my wife, and my wife just thought maybe she got cut off, maybe her phone died or something like that, but apparently she passed away, and that was that. But anyway, so my wife was pretty upset about that, and it's a shame. They were good friends. I mean, they had their ups and downs, trust me, like any other friendship does, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, you have to catch blessings in every day is a blessing to even be alive in. So, whatever you're doing, just forgive each other. What happened in the past, you can't change that shit, guys. You can't change nothing in the past. It's today and in the future that we either change or go forward. You can't change the past. We got to get over the past. You can learn from the past, but don't ever try to go back to it. It's just not a good thing. I don't care how good it was. You're only going to hurt yourself by trying to be as good as you were, or you're going to try to get to the point to where it was so bad you can't help yourself going forward. So I'm not saying forget about the past. Learn from the past, but don't dwell on it, people. It's just not worth it, And just especially if you had an argument with a friend or a good friend of yours, and you don't talk for several years, just somebody got to break the ice somewhere because there was obviously a reason that you were good friends to begin with for so many years. So get back to the basics. Get back to the basics of life and love. We didn't all choose to be in a certain area of our lives. Sometimes it winds up that way. But, let's all get back to the basics and to forgive each other for what we've done. I mean, like I said, when you look at what things were, look back and say, okay, how can I change it? Well, you can't. It happened, okay? Now, you can't let that beat you down from the future either, because you have a future. There is a tomorrow. There is a day. We're living right now. I'm speaking to you today. Therefore, I'm still alive. And so what happens after a few minutes from now is going to be more instrumental to me than what happened 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, I decided to get on here and do a podcast. I wasn't sure what I was even going to talk about. But I just thought about my wife's friend, and I thought, maybe this might be a good time to talk about relationships and forgiveness. And there are certain things you can't forgive, but that's all in their story. But as far as friends go, everybody makes mistakes, and everybody is to a point in their lives where I'm getting older. I don't have time for this kind of crap. I don't want to hear your dog screwed your mama crap and Facebook shit. I don't want to hear that crap. Ain't none of my business what you did in your incest family, okay? I'm a podcast. But we have to understand that we all have differences of opinion. And as friends, or as soulmates, or whatever we are, we have to respect that differences of opinion. That's what makes us a whole. You can't sit there and make your opinion based on something that's not really that's not there. You have to base your opinion on something you believe is right. And a lot of people are trying to change that. Religion is the biggest thing in the face of the earth, and people try to convince somebody that they're right and somebody else is wrong. Religion is probably the biggest instigator of that. I hate to say that, but it is. And I'm a Christian. Am I perfect? No. Do I go to church every Sunday? No. Do I believe in God? Yes. Do I believe He is my Savior? Yes. But the bottom line is I am not perfect. I don't want to pretend to be perfect. I'm not going to beat you over the head to a Bible to say who you are, because the bottom line is we're all different. I don't believe that one religion is going to go to hell any faster than the next one is. That's not for me to decide that, people. That's God Himself upstairs. He's going to decide when you're going to go to heaven or hell. And there's so many books out there that are written about Christ in the Bible that you can put volumes and volumes of it out there. But we have one Holy Bible that is, I call it the Reader's Digest version of God's Word. Why? Because you can fill volumes of what you don't hear in the Bible, okay? I'm talking about volume. You can fill a whole city up full of books end to end, stacked from here to heaven, for how many people actually wrote about God and Jesus. But we had to pick something out to where people would actually listen and read and the scripture of God and Jesus. And so that's where the Bible came into play. There were scholars out there that said, okay, we got to pick out something to spread the word of God. Do we pick out, 85,000 people and 155,000 books, put them in a mass of things and nobody could understand it, and everybody took forever to read and a lifetime to read it and still nobody understand? No. They came up with the Bible to where it's a book. It's a very complex book, but something that's big enough for, all the major scholars in the world to understand, but also simple enough for a baby to understand. And that's incredible. But is the Bible, Holy Bible, the only book? That is the $1,000,000 question. Yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I understand that the Bible is what it is. But is that the only book? That's a question we all have to ask ourselves. There's 66 books in the Bible. I mean, how many is to say that there's not out there that were not placed in the Bible that we're not reading? And why was that not placed in the Bible? Do you understand what I'm saying? You look at the Catholic Bible. Catholic Bible has, 72 or some odd books in their Bible, which is, they have, the same Bible we have, only they have a few more books than we do, and whatnot. My aunt was a devout Roman Catholic and wonderful person. They would sit down and eat dinner with her best friend who was Jewish, and so they traded different views, but they never got argumentative with each other. They were just trading their views about Christ, and so that was the difference between Catholicism and Judaism. People can have differences of opinion. That's how you learn, people. That's how you learn from life. But anyway, I think, forgiveness is a very difficult thing to do sometimes, especially if you're so deep-rooted in hatred. I mean, today's world is such a hated place to be in that we don't know where we want to be. And I was trying to come up with a theme for this podcast. And like I said, it was just kind of a spread of the thing. 5 minutes ago, I was trying to figure out what to talk about, but I should have said it was talking about, death and friendship. It's maybe what I should have titled this at, death and friendship. But, I don't want it to be a religious channel either. It's just something just because everybody has their own beliefs, but and that's all there is to it. And just like every ethnicity around the world is different. Just because he's Russian don't mean he's a bad dude, man. There's a lot of Russians out there that don't like Putin. Think about that. People don't like Putin. They protest like we do here because a lot of people don't like Trump. But there's a lot of people that don't like Biden either, people. I mean, come on, man. In our country, we're the only country in the face of the earth we can actually protest and really get away with it. Think about it. Of course, the Democratic Party right now is trying to sit there and say that we're that the Republican Party doesn't like protesters are downgrading our free speech, okay? No, it is not that at all. I'm going to explain to you. You can listen to ABC and CBS and NBC and propaganda news media. They're going to tell you that. I'm here to tell you that free speech is not free, people. And the other thing is that when you have peaceful protest, throwing a Molotov cocktail is not peaceful. Running down a police officer is not peaceful, people. Having an AK-47 or a weapon in your system and carrying around saying you have a right to carry. Okay, what do you have a gun in a peaceful protest for, people? It's not peaceful. It's an intent to kill, an intent to wound. Yes, you have a right to bear arms, okay? But why do you have arms at a so-called peaceful protest? That's my question. That's $1 million question right there. Why are you carrying an automatic weapon at a peaceful protest when you know police officers are there to try to keep it down? And you're out there with an arm and you're out there saying, I got a right to carry it. Well, yeah, you do, but you just opened yourself $1 million question about why are you there with a gun? If it's peaceful, you don't need a gun. All you need is your mouth. I mean, Jesus, people, come on, man. Mouth, make a few signs saying how ignorant you are for being stupid. And then if we go to hurt you, it's you're begging for police brutality. Well, maybe you deserve it. You brought it on yourself. Jesus, man, you're in a peaceful protest. You don't need a gun. You need a Looney Tune bar. You need to be living on a Looney Tune patch. But anyway, comment on your comments what you think about all that, folks, because I'd like to hear your comments on what's really going on out there. What's your thought process, or what do you think is peaceful and not peaceful, and what's going on out there? These protests, so-called protests. I have not seen one MAGA protest yet. Throwing Molotov cocktails out there. I don't know about you, but I ain't seen one of them. The only thing that ABC News and CBS and all the state media running, they show all these protests with the ICE officers and showing the protesters running over ICE officers, and then turning around and trying to tell you that the ICE officer is wrong. Excuse me, but that's not peaceful, for one damn thing. You're physically running over somebody with a 2-ton bullet. That's something else. And I don't know where they're getting their information from, but my eyes deceive me, or somebody trying to twist what my eyes are seeing around. And that's what the media does. They're taking what you see and trying to portray it to visualize you in a different way. Okay? It's called their opinion. And everybody's got one. I've got my opinion. I'm the greatest at my own opinion, and I will tell you what I think and what I think. And if I'm wrong, I will absolutely commend myself. I will state this. I am wrong. I'm sorry. I changed my thought process. You are right. But until you prove that to me, I ain't going to say squat. People say, show me the receipts. Show me what happened. Well, tell me what happened with you. I just say Google it. You're going to fact check me anyway, so Google it. I don't give a damn what I put up on that motherfucker. You're going to fact check me anyway, so do it. I have to show you receipts. Google it. If I tell you something, I'll Google it. Figure it out for yourself, people. My God, don't be an idiot. You just want me to show you receipts of what it is, so you're too lazy to look up the shit what I'm saying is a lie or not. My God. If I tell you JFK was killed in a traffic accident 3 minutes ago, would you believe me? You would say, oh, yeah, when? You'd be looking that up on the YouTube channel. You'd be looking all over the news for it. It ain't going to be there because it didn't happen. My God, people. Don't let that say it happened because JFK did not die. Yeah, JFK did die, but he died 50 years ago, okay? But anyway, the bottom line is that's what the news does. It'll twist your words around, and I don't really care for that kind of shit. It's just... But but forgiveness is one thing, man. Sit at the dining room table with your enemy. Be close to your enemy. Find out what he's like. Find out why he doesn't like what he likes. Find out why he's gay. Tell him why you're not gay. There you go. I'm not gay because I'm kind of partial to a woman myself. But hey, if you're partial to men, you better look up under a tree because I ain't in, dude. Okay, or vice versa, or whatever it is with men and women. But it just. Everybody wants their own freedom. Everybody wants their own friggin' way of saying, I want my piece of the pie. I want my own damn bathroom because I don't know what gender I am. I don't know if I'm a woman or man. So I want my own personal bathroom. Get over it, people. It ain't going to happen with me because I will refuse to go to the bathroom after somebody doesn't even know what the hell they are. And by God, you better not walk into a bathroom after my wife and I find out you're a guy dressed up in girl's clothing, because I'm going to beat your little ass. That ain't a threat. It's a freaking promise, just like everybody else is going to do. It's like your daughter. Would you let somebody queer go in after your daughter? No, I didn't think so. But, it's not, some people call it Trump derangement system. I don't know what I call it. I just call mine a fact. That's exactly what it is, you know. And there's a lot of people out there that are LGBTQ, T, UV, W, X, Y, Z, whatever the alphabet is. There's a lot of people out there that are trans or that are bisexual. And I'm not downing them at all. I'm not downing you at all. I am downing the way you're trying to portray yourself to me and other people around you. You're not looking good to me, and you're not looking good to anybody else around you except for your own kind. And if you want to be your own kind, fine. Do it behind a closed door. You know, bozo to clown with a fucking clip up your nose, do it behind a closed door. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're gay or not. But don't try to be coming after my son, my wife, my daughter, thinking you need something special because you're who you are. No, you're not special. I'm not special. Your wife ain't special. The only thing special in this world is God, and He's in heaven right now looking down upon this stuff. So, yeah, anyway, I don't really be religion. I'm not going to put anybody down because I don't put gays down. I don't put the ones down that actually are, no, how can I put this? My wife's boyfriend was gay, his lover, okay? They were actually married, but they never tried to flaunt it, okay? They were together, and yeah, he did, he didn't flaunt around it. They acted normal. Yes, we knew they were lovers. Everybody knew they were lovers, but he didn't go out and say, "Hi, honey, want to give me a big kiss? Can I have some rod tonight?" No, they didn't do that at all. Okay, they were like any other normal couple who goes out to dinner. They just didn't hold hands. They didn't hold hands or anything like that. They just were normal. It was like a friendship. What goes on behind closed doors, their damn business, and that's what I respected out of them. So don't tell me that I'm putting gays down because I'm not. I just put down what the hell you are. I'll put down a married man if he's trying to bop his wife in a restaurant. Come on, man. There's a place, time for everything. So yeah, get over it, people. I don't believe in having a special bathroom just because you don't know what you are. You're either dressed up as a man and go to a man's bathroom, or you're in a woman's bathroom as a man. But you still got that dinger hanging on. You better go to a man's bathroom. But I don't want to see you with a dress on in there because that ain't gonna happen either. So y'all dealt yourself a world of shit problems there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll set you out straight on that. But anyway, I'm gonna take a break here. I'll be back in 2 and 2, and see a break. Alrighty, folks, what's going on out there? Anyway, why don't you leave me a comment? Where you from? What part of the country you're from? What kind of world you're from? And we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight, whatever you want to talk about. But I'd like to know where you're from around the world. Just kind of curious what people think are from around the world. I don't listen to the news channel. I do listen to the news, but I'd rather hear it from you guys. I'd rather hear the real news from you. You live it every day. We just report here in the United States every day. So just, go from there. Tell me what's around the world. What is going on around the world in 180 days? Is that a balloon and a guy who's, traveling around the world. But yeah, I'll really listen to comments from you, the general public, on what you think, what your opinion is. If I want to listen to fake shit, I'll listen to the news. So please give me your honest opinion on what you think and back it up, please. Because I'll fact check you just like you're going to fact check me. So just be truthful about what you say. If you don't like something, be truthful with it. Don't be holding back. But just don't. The one thing I'm going to ask you not to do is degrade or attack anyone on my podcast. By that I mean threatening them in any shape, form, or fashion. Do not threaten them. We have a right to our opinion on here, like I have a right to mine. But just don't attack them. And remember, we all have to get along with each other. Period. And because we don't, we can be in a world of shit like we were now. So let's try to get along with each other. Let's trade recipes, not wars. I'm going to try to start up a food channel here. How many would like to be interested in different recipes from around the world? And I'm talking about just my recipes, but involving you and inviting you on my show to give your recipe. That'd be great exposure for all of you. I think food channels would be great. I mean, I do drop a lot of music videos. I love music. And it's just hard to get a full volume in there because YouTube analytics says you can't do something for patent infringement rights or copyright laws, but I like music. It brings me back to a time, a place in my life where I'm happy. My happy shows, my happy music. So if you like my music channel, give me a thumbs up here. Comment in the comment section down there what's going on in the world. Where you from? I'm very, very interested in where you from. I'm just a good old boy in a backwards ass world. Yep. That's all there is to it. I'm just a good old boy. I never mean no harm. Hold on, folks. I gotta go do something real quick. I'll be right back. Hang on. Don't be holding your storm. Sweet. Look at their names. Freedom of expression. Freedom of expression. That's freedom of expression. Express myself. A little bit different than free speech. Express myself by shooting people in the head. Free speech is freedom to speak any way I want. Freedom but not free, buddy. Come to the cross. Oh, I love a parade. Oh, right over you. I don't know where I've been told Eskimo pussy mighty cold. I don't know. How you doing? Where part of the world are you from? I'm back. Ooh, there you go. So where you from, guys? Africa, England, United States. We're in the United States. We're in Africa. What kind of food do you like to eat? What's your favorite food? And what kind of music do you like? Really, I mean, do you like country rock? Or do you like? I like all kinds of music. I don't care for rap too much, but there are a couple of rap songs out there I don't mind listening to. But that's my opinion. But I'm not saying I ain't gonna put out no rap videos, because I will for you guys who want rap. Just let me know, and we'll go from there. I just like to see everybody, try to make everybody happy with my videos out there. I don't like to make it one side. I know a lot of younger crowd out there like different kind of music we older folks do, but sometimes I think even my son likes some of the music I like, and that's kind of amazing himself. He's 31 years old. I take him back to the day of the Beatles. He's trying to tell me more about the Beatles than I know about the Beatles. My God, I'm 30 years older than he is. So it's kind of funny how some of these younger folks, they'll surprise you what kind of music they listen to. But yes, he listened to a wide range of music, just like I did when I was a kid growing up. I listened to the Platters, for God's sakes, And I listened to the Hank Williams, not Hank Williams Jr., I listened to Hank Williams. So going from Hank Williams to the Beatles back in that day and time is like my son going back in his day and time back to my time. You know what I'm saying, folks? So don't ever let nobody that's younger, they'll surprise you with what they know about your music. You know what I'm saying? And they will definitely surprise you what they know about it. And my son, he loves Beatles. He loves a lot of old rock and roll. Of course, he don't care for a lot of old music I listen to, like the Platters. He wouldn't understand that, but that's going back, 100 years for him. But me, it was only going back 40. So, there's a day and time and a place where these youngsters, they hit the floor. They knew how to dance. But, man, so what kind of music you like to listen to? I'd really like to know what part of the world you're from, really. I mean, I'm just interested. I talked to a couple of guys here from Japan and one from Russia. I believe he's from Canada. There's a guy from Canada. He comes online every once in a while. And, one from England or Great Britain. He likes to say England, but so it don't matter. I don't care what kind of country you're from. I can't hate you for being a country you're from. I don't even know you, but I'm just interested in what your thoughts are about certain subjects, because when you hear things on the news, news is all propaganda in my book. You hear the news is a one-sided issue. They'll talk about Russia, and they'll talk about how bad they are in Russia. But in all actuality, when you actually listen to certain podcasts, some Russians, I tell you what, man, the Russian people are wonderful-ass people. They really are. But, the propaganda that the news puts out, they're bad. But, and they're wrong for doing that. But it's not the people I don't like. It's the government systems that I don't like, and just like you don't like the government system we have, but we have the power to change it in numbers and groups. We don't realize how much power we actually have to change our system in a way, in our government system. We're just afraid of doing it because the government uses the military to as a forceful lever, a last great act of defiance, to say, look, I'm going to shut you down, and I'm going to use my army to do it. And that's what the Chinese do. And the Chinese get to roar out tanks and shit. They don't like the military, and they roar out the tanks. Of course, that's they're demonstrating peacefully, and in the United States, we'd like to think we're demonstrating peacefully, but we're not. We're using Molotov cocktails, and people get pissed off when they use rubber bullets, for Christ's sakes. But, we got to do things the right way, not the wrong way here. I'm just tired of people looking at a certain subject or a short 30-minute clip of a guy getting run over by a car, and then yet somehow be his fault by shooting somebody in self-defense. And I don't know how the hell that came about, but I guess it just is what it is. And their news propaganda could twist anything around you want to, but they eventually get caught. That's why they've been sued so many times before. You'd think they'd come up with a reference of actually telling the truth. After being sued so many times, after the media had been sued so many times for making false reports, you'd think they'd give up and start telling the truth. But you get these pot shuttle artists out there that wants twisted around because their daddy's rich, or we got a rich party to back us up. We got billions of dollars to throw out that fake media news. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and spread that lie around there. I got your back. I got $1 million. I cover that lawsuit you're getting ready to be sued by. Go ahead and tell that lie. You know what I'm saying? So, folks, I don't give a shit about what the news says anymore. I mean, I want to listen to what you say, what your thoughts are. And don't tell me your thoughts are based on the news, because I'm going to tell you you're full of shit. You know what I mean? But tell me what you actually see, and what you're actually experiencing. Because if you really read into yourself, are you true to yourself? are you really true to your way of thinking? You know, you got to stand for something, or you can fall for anything. That was a song, but it's very well true. You got to stand for something, but why are you standing for a situation that you're standing for? Be true to yourself. You know, love yourself enough to stand for something that you want to fight for that you know is true, and not because you're following somebody else because somebody else says this is what the deal is. If you're gonna follow up somebody and say, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Okay, how about all lives matter, dude? I don't give a shit about your black life. I don't know your shit. You know, I mean, how about all lives matter? White, green, purple, pink, yellow, orange, Aztec, Spanish, Indian. How about all lives matter? You know, I mean, but you got to stand for something. But make sure it's the truth. Make sure it's something that you want to stand for based upon your thought, your feeling, the evidence that you have. I'm talking about hard evidence that you have, and not because somebody says this is the way it is. So therefore, I'm going to back this up. Somebody, so-and-so told me that this is the way it is, and I believe him, and I'm going to spread it around the gospel. That's what it is. That's horse shit. People, you know that as well as I do. You know, if somebody told you to jump off the end of a cliff and hang yourself halfway down, would you do it? You don't know you wouldn't do it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, just if you're going to stand for something, if you're going to be gay and you're going to stand for gay and protest be gay, fine, so be it. But don't sit there and try to tell me and prolong me to get near gay shit, because I ain't gonna do that crap. You're gay, and that's fine. I don't care. I'm not gonna put you down for being gay. But don't be throwing Molotov cocktails through the damn grocery store and tear it down only to find out, oh my God, that's where I gotta go shopping at. Oops, and it's bullcrap, people. So we got to come to an understanding of love and forgiveness, getting back to the beginning of the channel about my friend passing away here. But you got to forgive somebody. You can't just dwell on that past. And whatever happened in the past is in the past. You can't change it. You can only look back in the past and figure out what you can do to go forward with it, you know. And a lot of people say that history repeats itself. Well, maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not in the future yet, so I can't tell you. I'm only in the present. I can't tell you when 5 minutes from now whether somebody's going to bust in my door and kill me. I don't know if 2 minutes now I'm going to choke on a chicken bone if I eat a piece of chicken, or trip over my leg and hit my head against. I can't tell you. I don't know. The odds are probably pretty good that it's not going to happen because I'm sitting in a chair talking to you. But if we can predict the damn future, oh, God, it'd be the world. I don't know what the hell would happen then. We all predict the future, but, you know, you can't really dwell on the past. I used to dwell on that past a long time ago. And I can't. I'm getting older now to where I wanted a big-ass mansion. I wanted a big house. I want to drive the car. I want this. And now it's like, I just want to be happy. And I'm happier now than I was when I was actually trying to make the money to do my shit. I was killing myself. And now I'm 65 years old with cancer and dying, got a year and a half to live. And now I'm trying to figure out, well, where did all that work go that I was, as a kid, you're growing up, you're trained to work yourself to death to get something you're not going to receive when you retire. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I go, you know what? Screw it. I ain't into the money shit no more. I mean, do what I like money to help pay the bills? No, I'm doing it to help my wife. So if I pass away, she's gonna have something to at least, you know, have something to go on. You know what I mean? That's it. You know, I mean, money is great, and I'd like to be a millionaire. It's not gonna happen. But I just want to have enough money for my wife to where if anything happens to me, that she's at least gonna be okay, and at least try to get this house paid off or the car paid off, and to where she don't have to worry about that and so forth. But you know, that's all I can say. You know, you can PayPal me, you know, Dknews60Terrehaute at gmail.com. That is my PayPal account. So if you can do that, it'd be gratefully appreciated. And again, it is Dknews60Terrehaute. It is my channel name at gmail.com. Any amount would do. It'd be greatly appreciated. Help keep my channel running and to keep us in the loop together. And I can't convince you all to be Christians. I can't convince you all to be atheists. I don't want to do that. we should be atheists by any the word, but I just want to be able to talk to my people out there and say, hey, can't we all just get along together? Can we love each other through music and food and have a good old time? We can listen to all kinds of music and exchange recipes and just have a good old time together. I mean, I'd rather exchange, recipes instead of bullets. I don't know about you, it's a lot safer. That might get a little fatter, but I would rather do that than to, by any sense of the word, be a fact that recipes instead of bullets. That's my fact. I think that's maybe I'll change my title to my new show: Music and Recipes, Not Bullets and Wars. Or how about if somebody could suggest the name of my food channel that I'm going to come out with? Rather than a commentary. Shall it be like a music and recipes, not bullets and wars? I mean, come up with an idea what I can make with my food channel, or food around the world, not bullets from around the world. Something like that. But give me an idea of what you think, and just come up with some stuff. I'd like to know what you like around the world, what kind of food you guys eat. I've been halfway around the world 14 times, and I've seen all kinds of food. They probably make me want to puke, but make a lot of people want to puke. But the bottom line is, they think it's the greatest shit on earth. But give me an idea of what y'all like, what y'all think about. It's just something that really I'd like to find out. So maybe we can. I don't have smell-o-vision in here, and maybe it's better we don't, because some of the food you make doesn't smell very good, and some of it smells really good until you put it in your mouth, and it tastes like shoe leather. So, expressions to me on a face are worth 1,000 words. Okay, if I'm going like this, okay, and then smiling afterward, going, this tastes good. Okay, that first, okay, that tells me. Anything after that is poison. Okay, people don't go. And then, tasty. My God, that was good. And you're about to throw up a puke when you took the first bite of it. But you're on TV, so you want to make yourself look good and say it tastes good. But damn well, you screwed up the recipe. Now you're trying to promote it on your YouTube channel. That's great. Come on, man. Be honest with yourself on that stuff when you're making these recipes. Don't sit there and grunt. At least edit that part out, of your show where you're gonna go. Now it's time for a taste. Like, come on, like y'all can taste my shit. Or now, if you can smell this, yeah, well, I don't know what's burnt toast tastes like. Come on, man. The thing I can do is look at it and imagine what these spices are all about and mixed in your mouth. But I can't go like. God, it's so yummy and good. Come on, man. You need to learn your editing just a little bit better. Now, I've seen that on a couple of shows. I wish I could get a couple of them edited to you, but they'll give me a copy infringement right on it. But I saw that a couple of times. I think you've all watched cooking shows too, where you're thinking to myself, "Oh, horse crap, man! She better throw up in a trash can, but she got to finish this editing out." So, and then they'll turn the camera around. They'll look at the dish we're eating, but she's like. She'd throw that shit in the trash can. And you go, not good. Come on, man. You can edit a lot of that crap out if you're editing, but yeah. All right, folks. I'm going to kind of call this a night a little bit. And I'll probably be on about 6 o'clock this evening. We'll talk a little bit more about music, whatever you want to talk about. I don't know, but I just wanted to touch base out there to the rest of the world. If you could, this is sort of a mini broadcast about what's going on out there. I just want to talk about my friend whose my wife passed away, and God bless her and her family, and you can help her out. Make send a donation out there to my channel, and we'll see what we can do about getting some money to her for her funeral costs. And I think Social Security only gets $255 for burial costs, but my PayPal address is Dknews60Terrehaute at gmail.com, and that's my PayPal address. And if you can leave a short note saying if it's for a funeral, say funeral for Karen or whatever it is, that's where it will go to. And I will show you receipts on that to make sure that you do that, and we will oblige to you for that. Or you can just make a donation to this channel, and we will kind of go from there. But anyway, Any donations you will have or will be great. That's my channel name, Dknews60Terrehaute at gmail.com. That is my PayPal address. It is all lowercase letters. Thank you. And I do appreciate you watching my show. And the way you can tell it is me is it has a little American flag on the back of, in God we trust on the American flag. And that's where you can tell who you're seeing out to. It's the same. You will recognize that on my channel. I'm trying to get a link directly to my PayPal, but I had to wait probably about a couple of weeks when I get my other phone put in, and we'll get some things situated around where we can do that. It'll make it easier for you guys. Just click on there and go. Or Cash App account. It would make it easier for donations, but I do appreciate anything that you can do it. I understand why you don't want to do it right now if it's not a direct link, but that's okay. I understand that too. But anyhow, it is the same as my handle name on my channel, Dknews60Terrehaute at gmail.com. That's my PayPal address, all lowercase. And anyway, I'm going to get off here for now. We'll see you folks around 6 p.m. And I hope you all have a good evening. God bless you. Be safe wherever you're at in this part of the world. And just remember, let's try to get along with each other. We're all, if you're best friends out there, somebody got to make the first move, okay? Let's just not worry about our pride and get in the way of a good friendship. You guys were friends to begin with, and get back to the basics of how you became good friends, and not why you split up, devour, why you became together. Anyway, have a good evening, good night. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much for your time.